If you're a new real estate agent or thinking about getting your license, I'm gonna blow your mind how easy it is to make $500,000 as a new realtor. I know a lot of you guys and gals aren't making as much money as you want in real estate right now, but before you throw in the towel, just watch this video because I promise you, you're gonna be shocked how easy it is to make money in 2024. Have you all heard on the news that it's a tough time for real estate agents right now? What if I were to tell you it's actually the best time to be a real estate agent in the last 4 years? I'm actually growing year over year. That's right, I made $510,000 last year, and this year I'm about to make $750K. Here's the crazy part. I'm still a new agent. I just got my license a few years ago. It doesn't matter how long you've been in real estate for, you can do the exact same thing as me, and in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how I did it. Guys, I'm gonna give you 7 steps to how to become rich as a real estate agent, so get out your pen and paper and start taking notes. Step 1 is focus on one thing. The very first step is you need to focus and pick one niche and one niche only. Now, a niche is just a lead generation category, so you're gonna be doing this all the time, so you have to pick wisely which niche you're gonna go into. Most agents make the mistake of doing multiple different niches and splitting their time between each one. Let me tell you right now, that is a terrible idea, and you're gonna be destined to fail if you do that. Now, there's a ton of different niches out there that you guys can choose from. My personal favorite niche right now is gonna be the rental niche, meaning you're gonna be working with renters trying to get them into places that they lease. Now, this has a lot of different benefits. One benefit being these renters are gonna turn into buyers, and me personally, I'm making $2,000 average commission per deal, and I can do up to 30 deals in a month. Do the math on that, guys. That's $60,000 a month just from your renters. And then if you get a buyer out of it, you can just stack on another 10 or 20 grand for that month as well. I have multiple videos on how to work with renters, so I'm gonna drop a link in the description below. But if rentals aren't your cup of tea, then guys, guess what? There are multiple other niches that you can be choosing, like open houses, like FSBOs, expires. You could be doing door knocking, mailers, cold calling, social media. You could be doing businesses. Guys, there's a million different niches out there, but choose wisely because in this market right now, not every single niche is created equally. Some niches are gonna make a little bit more money than other niches based on the market that we're in. And guys, it's about to be 2024, or if I'm posting this in 2024, it's 2024, and it's not a buyer or seller market right now. So my personal recommendation, if you don't wanna do rentals, is do FSBOs or expireds. Now, why is that? Well, guys, listen, right now, a lot of different real estate agents don't know what the hell they're doing. So they're putting up listings for way too high of a price and they're not getting sold. So that means that they're going off market. So here's your opportunity to jump in and get that listing and get it sold if you know what you're doing. Other than those 3 lead generation categories right now, I probably wouldn't do much else. I would really focus on one of those 3s. And that's gonna be rentals, expireds, or FSBOs. Which brings me into step 2, learn that niche. So the second step that you have to do is spend all of your time and effort learning that one niche. So there's multiple different ways to learn this lead generation strategy. You can either go and look it up on YouTube. You can go and take courses from your brokerage. Like if you're with eXp Realty, we have tons of different courses that you can take in eXp University. We have different meetings that you can do. So whichever method that you choose, just do your homework, do your research, and figure everything out about that lead generation niche that you guys want to choose. It's all good and well just jumping into something and throwing your feet to the fire, but if you don't know what you're doing,
I don't know what the
you're gonna start losing a lot of clients, you're gonna look like an idiot, you're gonna build a bad reputation for yourself, so always do your homework first. But here's the thing, do not take too long doing your homework, right? You don't wanna sit on the sidelines not actually doing real estate work, just do your homework until you get a very good baseline for the niche that you're gonna be doing, and then jump right into it. I'll give you an example, right? So let's say you pick my rental strategy, which I personally think is the best niche to choose in this market right now in 2024. So if you do, you would watch a bunch of videos from different YouTube creators that are really successful in real estate that are focusing on rentals, and they would teach you how to work with renters. You could even go one step further and you could actually hire a real estate trainer or a real estate coach that would teach you in depth, step by step, how to do rental deals. It just so happens that I do that. So if you want to learn from me, go into the description below and you can click on my link, richardrantals.com, and check out my program. But again, if you want to do a different niche, let's say it's FSBOs. I'm not the expert at FSBOs. Go and find the expert that is really good at FSBOs or expires and learn from them. And then what comes after step 2? It's step number 3, generate leads for that niche. So the third step that you're gonna wanna do is generate a ton of leads for that one particular niche. Guys, without leads, you have absolutely nothing whatsoever. Every single business, I don't care if you're in real estate, I don't care if you're a lawyer, I don't care if you're a doctor, you need leads. It doesn't matter what you're doing, the base of your business is always gonna be lead generation. Think of it this way, right? So if you have a ton of leads, you can make a ton of money. If you have no leads whatsoever, whatever, you're gonna make no money whatsoever. You need to think about what you're trying to do. You're trying to get people into homes as a real estate agent. So the more people that you reach out to, the more people that you talk to, the more people you can get into homes, aka the more commission checks you can cash. So focusing on generating a ton of leads, that's the only way you're gonna have a successful real estate business. Now, if you're probably wondering, well, how do I generate a ton of leads? Well, first of all, you gotta pick your niche, okay? And as long as you've done that, then you can start doing your research. And then once you've done your research, figure out how to generate leads. Let's stick with my rental niche as an example. If you wanna generate a ton of rental leads, all you have to do is take any broker advertised yes properties or get permission from the listing agent from your MLS, take those listings and put them on Facebook Marketplace. It's completely free and you could literally generate hundreds of leads every single day. Now, yes, these are gonna be rental leads, but you're gonna be stacking up a large volume of deals, making a smaller commission. So if you have, let's say, $2,000 commission, which is my average, then if you do, let's say, 10 or 20 deals per month, you could be making anywhere from 20 to 40,000, or if you're like me, 60,000, because I can do 30 in a month every single month, guys. That's a lot of money to make from rental leads. Listen, if you generate, let's say, 10 leads per day, you're not gonna make that much money. If you generate 50 leads, you'll make a little bit more money. But if you generate 100 leads or 200 leads, then you're gonna make a ton of money. You guys see how that works, right? The more leads that you generate, literally the more money you can make, because there's an average conversion rate. Let's say you're talking about my rental strategy. Well, you could basically get about 10% conversion rate if you're doing my strategy, or a 20% conversion if you do the advanced method. So it's really going to depend on which method that you choose. One is kind of using like text messages. The other one's actually calling them. The calling one takes a little bit more time, so it just depends on how much time that you have. Either way, once you start converting those leads into clients of yours, all you have to do is start setting up your showings, putting your offers in, and cashing your commission checks. And this can be applied to any other niche, any other lead generation method that you choose. If you're doing, let's say, FSBOs or expireds, all you have to do is start making more calls. If you make 10 calls a day, you're not gonna make that much money. But if you make 100 calls a day, you're gonna make a lot of money. And that brings me to step number 4, stay consistent on that one niche. So the 4th step, you can never stop generating leads. It doesn't matter how many clients you have, how many deals you're working on, do not stop doing lead generation. This happens every single day, okay, guys? There is no exceptions. I don't care if you get sick. I don't care if you take a vacation. I don't care if you want a break. It doesn't matter. Do not crush your momentum at all, okay? You're gonna wanna generate leads every single day without question. I've had realtors come up to me and say, oh, I'm struggling right now. And I always ask them a basic question, right? Are you focusing on one thing? And they say, yes. And I say, great. Well, have you learned that one thing? They say, yes. I say, well, okay. Are you actually generating leads every day? And they say, oh, no, come to think about it. No, I'm not generating leads every single day. I get a whole bunch of clients at the beginning of the month. I start doing my showings, my offers and everything, closing my deals. Once everything's closed, then I get back to lead generation. I said, well, there's your problem right there. You're not doing lead generation every day. How could you have a successful business? How could you build on your momentum if you stop doing the thing that gets you the most money, which is lead generation? Once they fix that, their business skyrockets. That's why it's very important on step number 1 that you pick a niche that you really, really love. Stay tuned, because I'm going to talk a little bit later in the video how to actually pick that niche through trial and error. But for now, we're talking about consistency, guys. Consistency is key. I don't care what you're doing in life, you have to be consistent or you're never going to win. And that's going to bring me to step number 5, focus on real estate only. So the 5th step is focusing only on your real estate business and nothing else, and eliminate all of your distractions. Listen up, everybody. Distractions slow you down. Anything that's not a money producing activity, cross it off your list and move on to things that do make you money. So what I do is I make a list about every month or so, and I basically track my entire day. I write it all down on a piece of paper or in your notes section in your phone, and then I find out where my inconsistencies are. If I'm doing things that are not making me money, let's just say I'm scrolling through TikTok at 2 o'clock in the afternoon for 20 minutes. I then write a big list of all of these nonsense activities I'm doing, plus the money producing activities, because I want to see where I'm going right and I want to see where I'm going wrong. And then at the end of the day, I go back and I cross off all the things that are not making me money. So guys, that's what I want you to do. I want you to make a list of everything you're doing in a day and then cross off all the things that are not making you money. And then what I want you to do is make a schedule for yourself where you're going to time block out certain times for the money producing activities that you are doing. This will keep you very, very organized, and then it'll allow you to focus just on real estate. In the very beginning of your real estate career, if you want to succeed very fast like I did, guys, I'm the number 2 ranked agent in the world out of 90,000 agents for EXP. I've made over $1.6 million in net commission in 4 years. I mean, does that just blow your mind? It blew my mind away because I've done over 700 deals. Guys, I've done so many deals. I've basically lived a 100+ year real estate career. So how did I do it? Well, I basically started focusing on real estate every single day. I became very, very selfish, which is something that I think you have to do if you want to succeed rapidly. And I cut all the other BS out of my life. If I had negative, toxic friends, I cut them out. If I was doing things that was a detriment to my success, I cut them out. If I wasn't being efficient with my time, I fixed it. Whatever problem I had that was not directly making me money, I addressed those issues and I changed them. And once I did, my business skyrocketed. I started making money hand over foot. I went to working 5 hours a day, 5 hours a week in my first year, where I only made about $80,000 in commission, to working about 12 hours every single day in my second year, and I made $250,000 in commission. And then my third year, I was like, what if I work 16 hours a day? And guess what? I made $500,000. I kept that up all of this year as well, and guess what? I made $750K this year. So guys, as you can tell, if you put more time and effort into it, and if you only focus on one thing, it works. You're gonna grow year over year. So step number 6 is gonna be trying things as many times as you need until you finally get it to work, which we call trial and error. Listen guys, you're gonna have to fail, okay? Failure is a huge part of success. Do you think that all the most famous and rich people in the world never had a failure? What about Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, your favorite YouTuber like Mr. Beast? Guys, they fail all the time, and eventually though, they get it right. That's why trial and error is so important. If you wanna hire like a coach or a trainer to help you out, then you're gonna have to do less trial and error because you're gonna learn from their mistakes. But if you wanna be stubborn and try to do it on your own, then you're gonna fail a lot. So just recognize the fact that failure is okay. Eventually, one of the things that you're trying is going to work. Like I said before about picking a niche, okay? If you choose a niche and it's working well, you know, you're making a little bit of money, but you still think you could be making more, well, try another niche. What works for one person may not work for you. And why is that? My theory behind it is that you have to love what you do. So if you're doing something that you're not passionate about, that you don't love, even if you're following all the exact steps that somebody else is, you might not be putting in 100% of your effort. And this could be subconscious as well. You might not even know that you're doing it. That's why I always find it's so important to do what you love. So that circles all the way back to the beginning when I said pick a niche that you love to do. And the only way you're gonna find a niche that you love to do is through trial and error, by trying them out for a certain amount of time and then figuring out if it actually works for you. Which brings me to step number 7, never give up. So the 7th step is to make sure you never quit. Guys, the only way that you're gonna fail is if you quit. You have to give it enough time to figure out if something's actually gonna work or not. If you don't give it a fair enough chance, then you're never gonna know if it's actually gonna make you successful or not. In my opinion, you have to give it at least 3 months. If you do something for 3 months and it's still not working, well, the problem is probably that you either A, hate the thing that you're doing, or B, you chose the wrong thing. So let's say we're talking about step number 1 again, which is picking your niche for lead generation. Well, if you pick a niche that you hate doing, well, you could probably figure that out a little bit faster than 3 months. Even if it's working and you're making a lot of money, if you hate doing it, let's say it's something that you absolutely despise, then you probably shouldn't be doing it because you're gonna be putting in so much time and effort that it's gonna drive you crazy and it's gonna lead to burning yourself out. So that 3-month rule doesn't apply to absolutely everything, but if it's something that you enjoy doing, then you have to give it minimum 3 months, guys. Only in rare circumstances, if you're doing something you despise, you could probably figure that out pretty quickly. Making mistakes is okay, but quitting is not okay. If somebody else can do something at a very high level, that means you can do it too. Guys, we're all the same. We're all human beings. We drink water, we eat food, we go to sleep at night. If I can make $500,000 a year doing real estate after like a couple years in the business, then why can't you guys? There's nothing stopping you and there's nothing holding you back. The only difference between you and me is I didn't quit. I didn't give up, guys. I kept going and going and going until I finally succeeded. If you live success and you talk about success 24/7, I don't care if you're in real estate or another profession, if that's all you're focused on, guys, it's impossible to fail. It's when you start getting distracted by other nonsense or you're doing things that are not working and you're not adjusting and pivoting and trying new things, that's when you can start failing. So you really have to put together all 7 of these steps that I just went over so you can actually succeed. I know it's cliche to say this, but it's true. The only time you're ever gonna fail is if you quit. It doesn't have to take you 10 or 20 years to become a successful real estate agent. I did it within basically my first year or 2. It just depends on what metric that you use for success. If you think making 80 grand as a first year realtor is successful, then yeah, I became successful in year number 1. If you think 250K, then it was year number 2. If you think $500,000, it was year number 3. Guys, I've talked to a whole bunch of agents and they said they've been doing this for 20 plus years and they're still stuck making $100,000 a year. Now, yes, that might be good for some people, but it wasn't good enough for me. I wanted more and I knew I could do more. So I followed these 7 steps that I created did in my real estate career, and I rose to the top super quick. Drop a comment below and let me know how your real estate journey has been so far if you're a new real estate agent, or if you're just getting into real estate, what is the biggest thing holding you back from getting your license? Because I promise you, if you've made it to the end of this video and you listen to every single step that I just laid out, you will succeed at the highest level. It doesn't matter if you're doing my rental niche, which I still think is the best niche in this market right now, or a FSBO niche, or expires, or open houses, or any other niche possible. As long as you follow these 7 steps, you're going to become the master and the expert in that lead generation niche, and you're going to succeed no matter what. How do I know this? It's because I'm Andy Coleman. I'm the number 2 agent in the world right now in eXp Realty. We have 90,000 agents, and I reached number 2. How did I do it? It's because I never gave up. I was smart. I was efficient. I never lost my momentum. I picked a niche that worked and I ran with it. I only focused on one thing. I eliminated all my distractions. And when I had a problem, I said, yes, please, give me another. Guys, there's a reason why I'm one of the fastest growing real estate agents of all time. There is no human alive that does more rental deals than me per year. And it's because of everything I just laid out in this video. So if you made it to the end of this video, do me a big favor, okay? Smash that like button, drop a comment below, and share this with your fellow real estate agents. There's a lot of agents that are your buddies that are probably not doing great right now that need to see this. And make sure you hit that subscribe button because, guys, I drop videos like this 3 times a week. What are you doing not subscribed to my channel? All I'm trying to do is help you all make more money. Okay, guys, that's all I got for you today, and I'll catch everybody in the next one. All right, it's pretty good, not bad. Psh.